a change in the advocacy function. It's actually limited by this bill.
I'm going to call Dr. Rajim Prasad.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wanted to come back and address the three further aspects of this bill that are on my mind. Just to respond to the Honourable Chester Burrows, who believes that this side of the House is inconsistent in the position it's taken when we talk about a children's ministry and strengthening the Children Commissioner's Office. In fact, I say to the Honourable Chester Burrows, I think he's missed the point. The very thing we're arguing against is this is a travesty to the autonomous Crown entity model. What these changes do, it's anathema to that particular model, and that's the bit that we're really objecting to. We would rather strengthen the Families Commission and let it go, but because this is doing travesty to that, we have a difficulty. I just wanted to also express my concern that the White Ribbon Programme would be transferred out of the Commission, and I thought Mr. Alfred Garo might take a call and, rather than take a closure call, defend that particular program, and we did hire him to do some work for us when I was in the Commission. Coming back to the new Clause 8A, Mr. Chairman, this is about the Commission's monitoring and evaluation and research function. Really, those functions are being delimited in this particular clause, and I'll explain why, Mr. Chairman, they are being delimited. The new Section 8A adds managing contracts to the list of functions. So here is an autonomous Crown entity being asked to manage contracts on behalf of the government. Well, why are those contracts not being managed by government departments and government ministries? This is an autonomous Crown entity. To use them in this particular way, as the new Clause 8A does, is a travesty to the particular model, and it actually delimits the Commission from doing the advocacy work for which it was designed and which still needs to be done, because many of our families are not doing that well. So roles that the former Ministry of Social Development had, appropriately as a Ministry of Social Development, are now being transferred into the Families Commission. And there's no real explanation for that, other than putting it in this big area of evaluation, etc. But when you give it these kinds of functions, then it actually delimits the role. What is the gain? What is the gain of asking an autonomous Crown entity designed to advocate for families from managing contracts of this type? Where is the gain when there is so much to be done in this particular area, Mr. Chairman? So again, it really is a downgrading of the particular functions of the Families Commission as this one does. I want to go, Mr. Chairman, now to Clause 11. And this is about the membership of the Commission. I thought Honourable Chester Burrows skipped through this very, very lightly, because this really is quite germane, and I believe officials have also skipped through this very, very lightly. While I appreciate the work of officials in advising the committee in this area, I do not agree with them. There is no strong argument to replace commissioners with members. And then to say that one member, the board that's appointed by the minister, one member then they will select as the Families Commissioner. What is the role of that member? Oh, that's whatever they decide it is. Well, can you imagine the role of the Children's Commissioner being put through that kind of process, Mr. Chairman? It's just not going to happen. So here we are, there's a major change here, and where there's no reason. And it's not, if the government wanted to drive through a different corporate model, Mr. Chairman, then it ought to have done that much more clearly. But it actually does not really reflect the real nature of Crown entities of this type. And when will the minister or somebody explain why have a Families Commissioner in there? Why? Because there is no justification now for having a person in a governance board, because that's what this becomes, to have the role of Families Commissioner. So it becomes window dressing. And I'd like the minister to explain to us as to why have one at all, when at the moment there actually is a wider provision for a...
Sorry to interrupt the honourable member. The time has come for me to leave the chair for the dinner break. This debate is interrupted. I shall resume the chair at 7:30.